Hello again. Today we're going to take a look at luminosity masks within Lightroom. They are very powerful and very easy to use once you understand how they work. Okay, so this image that I've chosen is a good example of using some luminosity mask. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to do some exposure blending all from one image. Okay, so this is a raw file. I like to expose for my highlights, especially when I'm shooting sunrise and sunsets. I expose for my highlights. I've got other videos where I cover how I set up the camera and how I shoot these. This is more on the editing side. Okay, so what we're going to do, first thing I'm going to do is come to our profile. And if we choose the adaptive color, that's done a really good job. Now, normally I do use my Adobe landscape, but every now and then the adaptive color does a really good job. So give that a try. You'll find that it's very hit and miss. In this case, it has worked quite well and it's given us a nice starting point. Okay, so from here, I'm not even going to touch my highlights and shadow sliders. We're going straight into the luminosity masking. So if we come into our masking tools, come down to range and select a luminance range. And what this will do, it will give you an eyedropper. Okay, so what I'm going to do is select the brightest part of my image. And now that's created a luminosity mask for the brightest parts of our image. It also gives us access to this slider here, which is our range. Now, personally, I like to grab this little slider here and take it all the way up. That's going to soften our brush. Okay, so it's going to soften the transition between the lights and the dark. So I like to take that one all the way up. I do like it to be nice and soft, as you'll see once we start to get into the image. This slider here will just extend our range. So if we take that all the way down, it's going to find all the brightest parts within the whole image. If we bring it up this way, it's just going to target the very brightest. The more we take it up, then it's only affecting the extremely bright. Now, I like to get it roughly where I want it. So somewhere around about here, but I don't want it to affect the cloud up here. So I'm going to show you what we can do. So now we can just target the areas we want within this range. Okay, so rather than just using the range to target the areas we want, what I'm going to do is take it up to around about there. Now, this is the important part. What we're going to do is we're going to come up to our mask, select these three dots, and we're going to intersect our mask with a brush. And then what we can do is we can just brush in the areas we want within this range. Okay, so the intersect mask, we still have our luminance range, but by intersecting it, we can just target certain areas. Okay, now this will make more sense once I get into the shadows, and it's really cool. Wait until you see what we've got lined up for the shadows. Okay, now, with our flow, I like to have my flow down to around about 30%, feathering at 100%. And then what we're going to do, now that we've intersected that mask, whatever we paint, that's the areas that's going to be affected. So if we just bring down our exposure a little bit, you'll see it's affecting that whole area. If I bring it down too far, it's coming up in the sky, which I don't want. I just want to affect this side. So I'm going to bring my exposure down. All I'm really looking at is the sky over here to the left, getting that roughly where I want it. So somewhere around about there, just by bringing down my exposure. So we are literally exposure blending. Now, because I have that luminance range selected, if I just paint this area, okay, then I can just paint in the bits that I want. I don't want to come up here into the sky, okay, and it's having our flow down low. The more we paint, I'm just clicking and painting, and I'm just sort of bringing it in to that area that I want. So now if we toggle that off, that's before and that's after. Okay, so as you can see, it's done a really good job of just dulling down those super bright spots and bringing back details. And because we've used a brush, we can paint in where we want it. Okay, we might want to bring a bit more into the water. You might want to get a bit more up in that sky. It's not going to affect the tree at all because that was masked out in our luminance range. Okay, so that's how we do our bright areas. Now with the dark areas, we can do the exact same thing. If we come up to create a new mask, come down to our luminance range, but this time I just want to bring out some of the detail in the tree. I want to grab some of these leaves. If we zoom in, okay, there was a nice golden glow on these leaves, which you can kind of see, but we're going to enhance that. Okay, so just by holding my shift key, I can zoom in and zoom out. So now, again, we've selected a new mask. We've selected another luminance range. Instead of clicking the brightest parts, I'm going to click the darkest parts. And now it's just selecting the darkest parts. Once again, we get our little range slider. This time everything's opposite. So this time I'm going to grab this slider and take it all the way down. That's going to feather our selection. And again, this one here, we can either take that up or bring it down. In this case, I'm going to take it up. I just find it works slightly better when you have a nice larger selection. So somewhere around about there. And once again, we're going to come up to our 3 dots. We're going to intersect the mask with a brush. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to zoom in on this tree. Okay, and now we're going to go the other way. We're going to take our exposure up. Okay, so all I'm really doing is looking at the tree. Now, if you remember, the luminance range affected everything. So if I do this, it's only affecting the darkest parts of our image. So I'm just going to get those leaves roughly where I want them. I'm actually going to overcook them for this example. We might even just bring in a little bit of a golden glow, take our tint down to give it a bit more green, maybe lift our shadows just a little bit. And as you can see, it's affecting the whole image. But if I come up to here and I intersect my mask with a brush, what I can do now, hold the shift key, zoom in, make our brush a bit smaller, get that flow down to about 30%. And now when I brush, it's only going to affect the areas that I'm brushing. And because I've only selected the darkest parts of the image, it's not going to affect the sky. Okay, so I'm just going to keep brushing very subtly, and we can even just target certain parts of the tree. Okay, so now if I have a look before, after, now we've just sort of brightened up just the leaves. And because we've created a luminosity mask, it's not affecting the brightest parts of our image. It's just affecting the darkest parts. And we might even want to bring in some of the green up in the top up here. Okay. So then we can target where we want to bring in the darks and the lights. And that's a good starting point. From there, we can do even more. Okay, as a little bit of a bonus tip, what we're going to do is we're going to bring in some light from the left-hand side. So this is another thing that I do like to do with my images, especially when dealing with raw files. Okay, the light was coming in from the left. The sun had just set out of frame, so we did have this nice side light coming on the tree. So what I'm going to do is come up to my masking, create another mask, but this time we're going to grab a radial gradient. And what I'm going to do is just bring this in, click and drag. Again, I'm going to click and drag, and we're just going to angle it down a little bit. Now, with the radial gradient, I do like to have my feathering at 100%. Okay, if your feathering is down low, it's going to be a very harsh transition. I do like my feathering nice and soft. And what we're going to do is just bring it so it's just touching this tree. And then what we're going to do is grab our temperature and warm it up. Okay, if we go too far, we can see that we're just bringing in that light. And that's how it was. That's how I saw it with my eyes. There was light coming in from the side of the frame. Okay, the raw file, we have flattened it a little bit because we've reduced our highlights. So we're just going to bring back some of that golden glow. Another neat little trick, if we bring down our texture a little bit and bring down our dehaze a little bit, that'll add a bit more of a glow coming in, which will take it back to a bit more how the original raw file was. It was very bright over this side. Okay, and then we can just, if we want to move that around, you'll see that we're now just moving around that light, bring that back in. Okay, that's how I remember seeing it. We did have that nice golden glow on the side of the tree. And then from there, then we can start playing around with our white balance, and we can sort of get the image where we want it. Okay, so great way to bring in shadow detail, bring in highlight detail, basically exposure blend a single exposure. Okay, that's it for this video. Nice short one. Hopefully you did like it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Lots more videos coming up. So hit that subscribe button if you like this sort of thing, and I will hopefully see you again soon.